Well, we've made it through another measure of music. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of your time and your effort. Huge congratulations to all my participants, even those that didn't move on to the final round, even those that haven't won. You did an excellent job. You're all winners, obviously. But before we announce the winners, I always do a closing talk. It's my little moment to get on my soapbox and talk about why this conference exists, why it matters, what's happening in the world around me. So every year I tell myself, this time make it light, make it fun, make it about the power of music. Um, but unfortunately, every year the world makes that feel impossible. So I will talk about the power of music. I will talk about the power of community, but I also have to point out that the reason why things like this exist is because we need some light in the world. Um, so last year I said we need to resist. Um, and I said joy is a form of resistance. I still believe that. Not as a cute quote, but as something practical. Because Measure of Music is almost two-thirds people of color. It's full of immigrants, queer folks, gender minorities, people who have been historically been told, directly or indirectly, that they should stay small, stay grateful, and stay quiet. Oh, and last year, someone DM'd me to say, after I spent 10 minutes talking about resistance and joy, that they were offended that I didn't explicitly talk about a specific war or a specific group of people. I'll make this clear first of all. And I will stand on the side of the oppressed, the colonized, and displaced people in every country all over the world. Not every war or political unrest gets equal attention and representation. And I'd be here all day if I said everyone I support, but know that I'm proud to always be on the right side of history. And our existence isn't neutral. Whether we like it or not, it's political. Thriving in a world that's often wants you to shrink is political. Building community anyway is political. Sharing knowledge anyway is political. And in this day and age, even believing in science and data is political. Measure Music is just a conference, but it's also a statement for the past 6 years. But this is last year of Measured Music in this form. I don't know what next year looks like. I don't know if there will be another conference. I don't know if there will be another hackathon. I don't know exactly what next is. I just know that this is the last time Measure Music will look exactly like this. And because of that, I want to tell you how we got here, why it started, what it accomplished, and why I'm choosing to end it now. 6 years ago, I started this because there were mass layoffs in the music industry during COVID, and I wanted to do something about it. 6 years later, I'm disheartened that there's still so much uncertainty in this industry. But I'll digress. At first, I started doing one on one calls with two people each week. I still do some version of this now, but I hit a ceiling fast, and my calendar got booked out months in advance. And that's when I realized I was repeating the same conversation and again and again. I don't blame those people. I just knew I could do more. So I did. I was talking about women being a woman in the music industry. I was talking about being a person of color in the industry, an immigrant in the industry, and a lot of conversation with people trying to break in, progress, or how to be a music data professional taken seriously in the industry. And my answers kept coming back to one thing: the music industry doesn't care about what you know. I mean, it doesn't care. Excuse me. The music industry doesn't care about your fancy degrees. Trust me, I'm someone that has lots of them, and no one's ever asked about any of them. It cares about what you can do. It cares about what you've built, what you can show, and what you can execute on. So that's why the hackathon idea came first. The idea was simple: give people a way to prove what they can do with real tools in short, intense time frame. I didn't even call it a hackathon in year one because I didn't want to intimidate people, so I just called it a project. But it was a hackathon. I come from the startup world and I love hackathons. I've seen how quickly they can accelerate someone's career and open up a world of possibilities. And while I was planning year one, people said, I can't do the hackathon, but can I watch talks? And I was like, what talks? I was planning on maybe like three talks from a few companies whose platforms and APIs I loved. And then I realized I probably needed to be more than that. And that's genuinely how this became a conference. I went from a couple of sessions to help with the hackathon to 3 day conference. In year one, around 1,000 people signed up. The next year, around 2,000, and then just shy of 3,000 the following year. Plus, every year, about 100 people, you wonderful people here that I can see saying such sweet things, build and finish projects. It's been chaotic and beautiful, and somehow we make it through with the help of my husband, John. He's an absolute angel that takes the overnight shift every year and helps me with the conference throughout the year. So in year one, I couldn't pay my speakers because I hadn't raised money yet. I pieced everything together with duct tape, Zoom, and the added advantage that both John and I are developers. Year two, I got a grant from PRS Foundation's Power Up program. That grant made me realize, oh, this could actually be real. And then when I made the decision to become, like, and that's why I made the decision that became a cornerstone of the music of Measure Music. I wanted to pay my speakers, not in exposure, not in vibes, but in money. because this conference is made up largely of people who are historically underpaid, gender minorities, people of color. Every report you read says the same thing. There is a pay gap across gender, across ethnicity, across basically anyone who is an cis straight white man. I did not want Measure of Music to contribute to that problem. I wanted to push in the other direction, even if it was just one small corner of the industry. So every year I raised money and paid speakers, I paid staff, I paid the people who helped run the weekend, and I didn't keep any of it. Not because I'm a hero, but because the point was build something accessible, inclusive, free to attend, and fair to the people contributing. And here's the truth. It's only possible because sponsors took a chance. Chartmetric has been with me since day one. Luminate since year two. The Orchard has been here since year three. The conference literally couldn't exist without sponsors. So thank you so much. But here's the other truth. I don't have enough sponsors anymore. In the year I raised the most money, I raised about $40,000. This year I raised the least I've raised in the last 5 years. I raised $15,000 and I had no new sponsors. I understand why. There's been layoffs, org changes, acquisitions, budgets tightening, everything is shifting. And unfortunately, that means I have to shift with it. But regardless of the reasons, I can't run the conference at a loss. It's not that I need the profit, I just can't spend money to make a free conference happen. I can't keep absorbing the cost financially and honestly, emotionally. And I'm telling you all this because this is my space, first of all. It's a safe space, it's a transparent space, and I love and trust you all. But because of what this was meant to me for over the 6 years, it means that I've been educating the music industry for free. And I want to say that carefully because I'm not saying it bitterly. I'm actually really proud of it. Every year, I look at the attendee list and I see employees from every major label, every major DSP, major tech companies, people learning, upskilling, networking, and collaborating. And I love that. I want that. I did all of this to foster as much of that as possible. But if the industry finds valuable enough for thousands of employees to attend, then the industry has to help sustain it. And while the sponsor I have this year are incredible and their support invaluable, the way the conference and the event is currently structured, those sponsors aren't enough to deliver the event I want to deliver due to my own time restraints, plus having to balance financial viability with the content I want to have. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the industry owes me anything. I raised $150,000 across 5 years for this incredible event from the industry, and I appreciate the opportunity to give that out to others to support their career and their lives. I also think the industry values this conference so much. They see the value in it for marketing. They see the value in it for hiring. They see the value in it for professional development. They see the value in it for business development. I'm not the biggest proponent of capitalism, but I do believe listening to the signals from the market. And the signals I'm getting is it's just not valuable enough for companies to pay for. And I'm okay saying that out loud because this version is ending now. It doesn't mean I failed. Dragging it out would mean I failed. Turning into a shell of what it once was would mean I was a failure. Disregarding my morals, ethics, and visions would be a failure. This beautiful community filled with incredibly smart, kind, talented people is absolutely not a failure. Ending now means I get to end on my own terms while people still remember it fondly, not as something that used to be relevant. And I'm making this choice for another reason too, one I also need to be honest about. I could feel resentment creeping in. And to me, resentment doesn't come from people saying no. Resentment grows from silence. This year, when people I've worked with, people I've helped before, people I've assumed respect me as a colleague, or I remember respect me as a person, couldn't even take a moment to reply, we don't have the budget this year. It hurt. And I'm saying this not to shame them or to ask for your pity. I'm saying this because it's true and happens so often, and because it mirrors what so many of you experience in job searching, especially now, right now, with all of these layoffs. There's so many times where people say they just didn't get a response, and people aren't responding because they're overwhelmed, because they're busy, because it just happens. But no matter what, it sucks. And this conference is meant to soften that. Measure Music was built to say you don't need to be highly educated or in the right city or connected to the right people to take part. You should be able to show up, learn, build, and be seen. And the reality is, when you rely on institutions, meaning when you require companies, not individuals, everything gets harder. We get 250 plus applications for speakers, mentors, judges, and staff each year. But we got fewer than 20 companies stepping forward this year when we asked companies to be involved. People want to help even if companies can't. And I'm not saying this as a moral indictment. I'm saying this as a structural reality. Change isn't possible at scale without companies because companies have the resources. Someone asked me recently, what's the best way for me to give back to the music industry? And my answer was, convince your company to give back. If you work at a company with 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 plus employees, you have more power than you think, even if you're junior. You can talk to HR, the people teams, DEI, philanthropy, charitable giving, learning and development, partnerships, brand, marketing. You can bring them opportunities and say, this is what we should support. There are so many incredible organizations, nonprofits, and initiatives in educational spaces of music that are underfunded and need additional support. Organizations like She Said So, the Digilog, Women in Music, Key Change, Power Up, Small Green Shoots, Queer Capita. I could be here all day going through the list. They need your support at an individual level, but more importantly, they need it at an institutional level. And I can say this now because I no longer have any skin in this game. And yes, mentor, speak, write, volunteer. These things matter. But if you want systematic change, you have to use systematic resources. One to one matters, but one to many changes things. A small internal champion at a big company can unlock sponsorships, partnerships, data access, training budgets. This create ripples effects. That's how Measure of Music reached 10,000 people because of a handful of individuals inside big companies believed in it and pushed it forward. So if you want things like this to exist in the future, the most impactful thing you can do is become a champion where you are. And if you're a decision maker watching this, make it easier for your employees to do that. Make your values clear, your process clear, your points of contact clear. Make giving back something people can do actually, and they can actually execute on it, not just something you put in your mission statement. And I also want to talk about something a bit more personal. Over the last 6 years, I watched my mental and physical health suffer in January and February every year. I went to the gym less, I sleep worse, I sacrificed my birthday, and I left my birthday, and Valentine's Day, and I spent thousands of hours prepping this conference. And for a long time, it was worth it because I could deliver the program I wanted. But when I stopped being able to deliver on that program, it stopped being worth the personal cost. I have a pattern in my career. I quit jobs every few years. Everyone knows this. It's not because I'm flaky. It's because I know myself. I know how quickly I can become resentful in an environment that isn't working. And my best professionally and personally when I'm happy and fulfilled. Most of us are. So I leave when I feel that shift. And I'm doing the same thing here because Measure Music has been too beautiful, too impactful, too full of good work for me to allow it to become something I look back on with disdain. I'd rather end it with love. And here's the part I'm most proud of. I accomplished my mission. We reached over 10,000 registrations. We built an accessible conference, an inclusive conference, a free conference, a conference that pays speakers, a conference that offers a genuinely different experience in the music industry, where anyone can show up and learn, grow, and participate. I know dozens of people scattered across the industry who have roles, clients, and careers because of Measure of Music. Roles that aren't just data focused roles, expansive roles in artist teams, at labels, at agencies, at DSPs, and more. They're all delivering real value in a way that champions their knowledge of data rather than reprimands it. There was a time when people would ask me what music and data had to do with one another. People don't ask me that anymore. People get it now. I have in no way solved this or any other problem in the music industry, but I like to think I had made a little small dent. It's less of a fight than it was 6 years ago when I started, and I hope it's helped so many people to get a leg up in this industry. We also built an archive, hundreds and hundreds of hours of talks across every lens: A&R, marketing, live, startups, hiring, strategy, diversity, and inclusion. If Measure of Music never happens again, that body of work still exists, and that matters. So, what's next? Honestly, you tell me. I started Measure of Music to help people. The end goal hasn't changed, even if the path does. I'm open, I'm curious, and I want ideas. After the conference, you'll get a survey. Please fill it out. There will be questions, not just about feedback for this year, but what you want next. If you've attended multiple years, especially tell me what you want to see the next version of this community look like. A hackathon, smaller meetups, a training program, a fellowship, partnership, something entirely new. I don't know yet, but I want to build whatever comes next with the same spirit: accessibility, inclusivity, practicality, and real. So, with that, I want to say thank you. Thank you to you all. It's been a good time. I've had an incredible time. I've had incredible sponsors that have helped make year 6 of Measure of Music a success. Um, Measure of Music is presented by Chartmetric, my business besties. They are a music streaming and social data platform with additional support from The Orchard, a distributor and artist and label services company, also our artist hackathon presenters. It's also presented by Luminate, a global entertainment music data analytics provider. Abbey Road Red, the innovation department at Abbey Road Studios. And our hackathon location sponsor was Abbey Road Institute. It is impossible without you. Thank you so much for believing in me and in this. And with that, it's time to announce our winners. Judges, are you ready?
Hello.
Hi
Thank you
there.
so much, Christine. So beautiful. And I think everyone is emulating the way we feel in the chat. So, yeah, couldn't have said it better myself, Nicole. Wherever you go, we will always be supporting,
No,
and you're going to have an amazing engagement rate on your survey. I
no,
promise.
thank you.
Thank you so much to all the presenters. It was a really tough decision to figure out where we were going to end up and who the winner was going to be. So I will start with a third place and then we'll get to first place. So, third place is Team 7, Oreo Jones. Second place is Team 6, Co-Musically. Is it, did I say it correctly? And that means first place is Remix Radar Team 12. Again, very difficult decision. We had a lot of back and forth and lots of conferring. We are just really impressed with what you all were able to build in such a short amount of time. And this feels like a really relevant topic for a specific gap that we are seeing right now. There's also seemingly a long runway and lots of growth that you all could have with this idea, different features, different iterations of it. So, congratulations. You all should be extremely proud of yourselves. And it's an honor to present the winner. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you to my judges, obviously. Really appreciate your time. A special thank you to the Orchard for being our sponsor for our third year in a row. We are just about done. I'm going to wrap this up. So, judges, you are free to go. I'm going to move you guys backstage. Thank you so much. And huge congratulations to Team 12. I'm so proud of you all. Just give you a bit rundown, almost done, I swear. Our winning team is going to be receiving a one-on-one mentoring session with me and $50 for each team member, courtesy of Measure of Music. You're also going to get swag from Roster Illuminate, complimentary year-long premium access to Chartmetric. Our top teams are going to get swag from the Orchard as well. The artist that was the subject of the winning artist project will receive $250 for artist development and 3 months of free consulting with me. The other artists, all the artists that were involved in the project as a subject, will also receive $50 for artist development and a one-on-one free consulting session with me also. I'm gonna end the night. I'm almost done, I swear. With my last closing thought. Every year on the final day of Measure of Music, I wear a shirt that encompasses the tone of the year. This year, I'm wearing a shirt that says, oh, let's see if we can get in here. There we go. It says, I still love Simple Plan and Warp Tour, which I bought at the final year of the full country run of Warp Tour back in 2017 after going to Warp Tour for 10 plus years. And after 8 long and sad years without them, in 2025, I attended Warp Tour again. It looked different, but I still spent 2 days watching my favorite bands and hanging out with my best friends. Choosing to end or change something on your own terms is a form of success. I keep thinking about something Chizzy said in the keynote yesterday about redefining what success looks like. I believe that deeply. Startup culture loves the phrase fail fast. I've always hated that because usually it's been said by people who get infinite chances to fail, people who can lose millions and get funded again next year. The same grace is not evenly distributed. It's not given to women, to people of color, to disabled folks, to immigrants, to anyone who already has to fight to be seen as legitimate. So I won't tell you to fail fast, but I will tell you this. Give yourself permission to try. Give yourself permission to redefine success more than once. Give yourself permission to stop when something is no longer sustainable. Give yourself permission to start something new, even if you can't guarantee the outcome. If there's something you want to build it. If there's something you want to change, try. If there's something you want to see in the world, create it. Nobody's coming to do it for you, I promise. And when you do, find your people, because the only reason why anyone can take risks is because someone somewhere gives them the grace to try. So here's my final call to action. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself grace to try. Give other people the grace to try. And if you're inside an institution with resources, use that power to let people try. Try to be better, try to do better, try to make change. Now, before we close, I just want to say thank you again. Thank you to everyone who attended this year and everyone who attended in the past years. It takes over 100 people to make this event happen. So thank you to our mentors, judges, weekend staff, speakers, the startups that pitched, and the booths at the Networking Expo. You made this what it is. And the biggest thank you and round of applause to our hackathon participants. Obviously, you're all winners. And again, I'm so proud of you. I cannot wait to see what all of you do. Our after party is going to start momentarily. It's just at measureofmusic.com/after party for those watching in YouTube Live. It will start right up here in AirMeet for the rest of the community. So you're invited to hop in and say hello. And I was going to give a tiny little shout out. We have rankings for the most engaged person that's networked over the weekend. So a little shout out to Miriam Koch, Brittany Anjou, and Priya for being our top networkers and our top connectors this year. And with that, love to always end on community note, obviously. Measure of Music comes to a close. Thank you all, and good night. I love you all.